You are now listening to the Salty Virgins Podcast.
Welcome to the Salty Virgins Club podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. You know, the boy is back. The boy is back. I'm here with Kevin. I'm here with Jackson. We have no idea where Patrick is. Just in the wind. In the wind.
Who's in the mixer, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
How's Buffalo, Jordan?
I actually enjoyed myself, given the circumstances. I had a decent time. Where I stayed was a very walkable community.
How long were you there?
Like 4 days. Monday through Thursday.
And then when did you take the test?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay. I was trying to figure out like when you had to explore. So it's 2 days. Okay, that makes senes. Because I thought you were taking the test Tuesday, and then you texted I'm done on Wednesday. That was a long
It was
test.
2 days.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was 2 fucking days. 6
fucking
hours each
serious
day.
about the bar, dog. Like,
They
they had it overnight. That's crazy.
That is crazy. It felt like it was overnight because that bitch lived rent-free in my head, I'll admit.
Is it 2 distinct sections, or do you get your same paper back and they're like, continue? Like,
So there's 3, technically 4 sections to it. So the first 3 hours is like MPTs, which is basically like a lawyer assignment, but they do all the research for you. So they're like, hey, write me a memo about...
It's like a case
this
study?
thing. Yeah, essentially a case study. They're like,
but
write
like
me a memo.
lawyerized, yes.
Right, yeah. Write me a memo about this particular thing. Our client came in, this is what they have to say, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Whatever. And then...
Those kinds of things are bearable.
Yeah, no, that, fine. If it was just that,
Yeah.
I could... Flying colors, I wouldn't even have to think about it. Part 2, so the second 3 hours, the afternoon portion, is 6 essay questions. Randomized, no rhyme, no reason. They change from, time to time, and sometimes they're hard, sometimes they're not.
Mm-hmm.
This time they were hard. Like, almost unfairly so.
Is the bar graded on a curve? Or is it like X%? Or is it like, sorry fuckers, 80% passes. This year we got no new lawyers.
So, it's graded on a curve, and it's plus or minus probably 5 points anytime you take it. So, like, hopefully, because it was so hard, more people will pass than, going in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then all of day 2 is multiple choice. So,
ooh, okay.
It's 200 multiple choice, but they are the hardest multiple choice questions you've ever been asked in your entire fucking life. And that's it. It's 12 total hours. You're there for about 10 hours a day. Just fucking doing test shit and being around the most unbearable people you've ever met. Because, like, I said this, people were studying before we started taking the test. People were studying at lunch, and then people were studying, like, after we walked out, which explains to me everything I need to know about lawyers.
Those are the motherfuckers that have failed that test before. They said, let me just get a head start.
That, and, like, the reason lawyers kill themselves is because they don't know how to fucking relax. Like, these are...
To an extent, don't you kind of have to not know how to relax? If you want to, if you want to be, like, ruthlessly successful, like, trial lawyer, you have to be clinically insane, right?
No.
I thought that was, like, kind of like one of those things where you just kind of had to grind or you had to be the right place, right time kind of person.
That's the perception, but so... I thought it was that before, and then I had a boss who is none of those things, and also, like, a great family man. And then I was like, oh, you don't have to be a fucking weirdo. Like, you can be normal. And
good.
He's, like, a very successful trial lawyer. He's running a couple campaigns, either for a judge or senator or something in the area, like, making his way, doing very well, 2 kids, both of them going to good colleges, the whole 9. But, like, he takes a lot of time off. He takes me out to eat, like, once a month to just, like, hang out. Like, that man will not answer his phone sometimes for 3 days in a row.
I respect that.
Yeah, no, I respect the hell out of it. I was like, this is this is the way to live. So you absolutely can be a normal, good attorney without being ruthlessly attached to the job. He says, I am a lawyer, but a lawyer is not all that I am, is the best way to put it. And I hold on to that every time.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess I forget, when I was, like, still trying to figure out, in, like, high school, trying to be like, okay, what do I want to do? I was, doing the analysis of, like, what can I do and make, like, a fuck ton of money? And a lot of things came up, and lawyer was high on the list, because I was like, man, I just feel like my skill set is catered towards being a lawyer. And then I talked to a lawyer, and they were like, oh, yeah, most of being a lawyer is doing research, not, like, working the crowd and doing the, like, TV shit. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I can be a lawyer anymore.
Yeah.
Story checked out.
It's a lot of research, I'll say that. Strangely, I enjoy the research. That's one of the things where I was like, oh, I actually like this, like, looking up stuff and learning and figuring out how this all affects and does stuff. Love it. I'm not huge on the trial aspect. I'm pretty good at it. I found, like, the actual, like, performative piece of it, but, like, there's so much that goes into the trial stuff that you don't see as the veneer on the front, because, like, not only are you talking, but you're thinking about 6 different things and also conveying that information that is not, like, it is not accessible information to people who may not understand at all what you're talking about. So it's a lot. So I'm not great at it.
Yeah, a lot of well, I mean, obviously it's cool to watch, like, lawyers and trial
Good
TV.
trial attorneys is awesome.
But, like,
it's very fun to watch Alex Jones get dunked on.
It seems so much more like you're just like, you get up there and you got the charisma and you can work it. But I mean, being charismatic is important in a lot of situations in life. But really, in that, most of that and performing well is, like, being studied and prepared and being able to lead the narrative as what you're, like, interviewing, and then also being able to respond, because, like, the whole thing about trial is, like, trying to throw other people off. The goal of one side to the other is for trying to throw them off at some point, and throwing them off and then capitalizing off it, right? So it's like it's crazy. Anyway, it's like a trial law feels intense and scary.
It is. It very much is, and I've sat in with my boss on a couple trials, like a couple of, like, actual, like,
I want no motherfuckers yelling objection at me. Like, come on.
Not only do you have to, like, wait for the objection, you have to then have, like, a, like, thoughtful and, like, based in knowledge response on the fly.
Yeah.
Or you look like a fucking idiot. And when I took trial practice, we were doing our trial, somebody objected, and I, like, thought about a response, and I had something, but I'm not totally sure if it was right, and I was just, like, withdrawn. Just withdrawn.
I wanted to finish it.
Not gonna fight about it. I'll try it again.
Slight topic change. You're talking about your boss not answering the phone for 3 days, and I was golfing yesterday. By the way, I got to golf the Omni Resort course up in Amelia Island, which is, like, $200 round. Not worthy of $200, but it's like a rich resort course. Played it for free.
Pretty good.
I need that to happen more often. I cannot go back to playing shitty golf courses. It's just not the same. It's a real bummer. I'll pay $50 around here for a shitty golf course. It's a tough scene. But anyway, we were golfing and someone asked, because the lottery was like 1.2 something bill. And it was one in Illinois, and Dan and some friends, I think, did a lottery pool, and Lindsay bought the tickets, and she's a pilot, right? So she was in Illinois and actually bought the tickets. They, like, got they knew they didn't win because they checked the numbers, but they were joking how they got the state right. And one of the people in the group was like, "Oh, if you won the lottery, would you, like, go public with it?" I was like, "Are you? If I won the lottery, Kayla and I would be in Barcelona tomorrow, and I would probably tell my parents and sister, and probably tell you 3."
Listen,
after
3 or 4.
The downside, I think, I think you have to identify
maybe
in Florida.
20 people.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Not it's state to state. You can choose, but also they have like Florida. You have to take a picture. But if you just show up with a mask and a hoodie and sunglasses,
Well, yeah.
fucking matter.
But
I might not even tell y'all. I might just be in Barcelona just recording the same shit.
Listen,
on a
if you
golf
don't break
cart,
us
sorry.
off a piece, I'll be mad. But
I'll be like, hey, by the way, completely unrelated. Y'all trying to take a trip?
yes, my passport is fucking ready.
Yeah, I think I'd have to set up. I mean, I don't know. It'd be a balance because there'd probably be a group of like 20 people that I would keep in the know. And it's the list of family members is short too. It's really immediate family.
Listen,
I love my extended family, but there's no need for them to know where I am
So-
necessarily.
they'll be all right.
I'm
It'll be
looking.
alright.
I'm looking at the Mega Millions release of the 1.337 billion dollars one. And this is one lucky Illinois lottery player has scooped the top prize. The winning ticket was purchased at the Speedway and then just gives you the full address.
Oh,
full
also-
They
mailing
have to
address.
publicly.
Yeah, I mean
like,
it is, but it's like
this
so
isn't.
fucking funny.
I haven't verified.
This motherfucker lives in this neighborhood. Run up on him.
I haven't verified this.
The
but
Plains,
yesterday,
Illinois. There's probably like 12 people there.
someone told me that the person that won the lottery is the oldest living person in that state. I did not verify this information, but I think we could do it live. Because when someone told me that, I got so fucking irrationally mad that a motherfucking 100-year-old person has the audacity to win $1 billion.
That money's gonna go through so much tax hell.
I don't even know if that could have been verified true, because I don't even know if they knew the person that won it.
at the
Because
time.
usually
yeah.
it doesn't get claimed for a couple
It's
days.
it's
They
a
just kind of know.
city
it
with a
was sold.
population of 60,000.
Sure, dude. Sure.
Okay, that must have been capped, because I just saw an article that says Mega Millions jackpot winner's name might always be kept secret.
Yeah.
So if that's the article, then whoever was talking yesterday, I mean, it was an old man at a golf course. Cannot believe he was a capper.
Can't believe he was saying dumb shit.
So there's
Oh,
also
this
other
is just
states
like a
have.
suburb of Chicago. Like it's right next to O'Hare.
Also, Illinois says you
Yeah.
can be kept confidential, so they
Yeah,
can keep their
I was
name
about to say.
and their hometown out the news. Except for that article, apparently they just put their hometown on blast.
well,
I guess
it's
maybe
weird.
they didn't buy the ticket in their hometown. I don't know.
Maybe it's some dude who, for some reason, went only near the airport, like when he had a connecting flight, and just didn't go into Chicago. Just like went to the next suburb. And he's like, "Hey, Mega Millions, billion, I'm gonna buy a ticket," and then left.
Might as well.
Okay, so I'm on a shit news article hole on NPR now after looking that up. But this article that I just clicked on says woman wins $10 million after accidentally pushing the wrong button on lottery machine. And then
Pretty good.
The next line is, when a stranger bumps into you, you might get an apology. LaQuendra Edwards got $10 million. Now I'm hooked. I mean, are you kidding me?
Pretty good.
I can just hear that in the NPR radio voice too.
Anyway,
Yeah.
apparently she put $40 in a machine, tried to buy a bunch of small tickets. Someone bumped into her, and she accidentally bought a $30 ticket and bought that $30 ticket and won $10 million.
Pretty
and
fucking
she
good.
scratched the shit off while driving.
Listen, she's like, I have money to pay for this.
She was on the
now.
fucking highway and found out she won $10 million. I would have
didn't-
flipped my car.
She's going to spend however many millions of dollars she ends up getting after tax. So it's like say 5-ish million
5.2.
on $5 million worth of lottery tickets.
Absolutely. She'll play the lottery for exactly 6 months, and she will have no more money.
Like that's the
Yeah.
sad part about the lottery is like you hear the stories like and you can very obviously tell like oh this is not going to go, this is not going to end well. This might be the worst
I have
thing
a
ever happened to
plan.
this person.
Like, I had a real life plan. I've always had a plan, but I have as a lawyer now, like, I have even bigger plans about it. It's like, whatever I win, because, like, if I had won 1.3 some odd Billy, obviously you cut that
You're
flat
gonna get
in half.
400.
Yeah, you cut that flat in half plus taxes and everything, all that. I understand.
Still,
I get.
I say
Yeah,
$400
billion dollars.
$400 million.
It's a whole lot of fucking
Generational
money.
upon generational wealth. Like, this is not
Right. It was like, I bust down half of that already, put it in a trust. I pay myself off the income for the trust. I invest a quarter in Probably private equity. I'll probably be the baddie. I'll admit it.
100%.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because you have to go into private equity because then you have to get more money because if you only win the lottery, the other rich people don't respect you.
Respect you.
Yeah, you acquire that much money and you get into one circle and lie and get into one deal and then use that deal as your credibility to invest in just the worst things and make them most.
Listen, I'll be fucking on the board of Raytheon before 2025. But
listen,
and then
I say this, it's a little fucked up, but if you in particular, among us three,
I got the best shot.
Getting on because a spot on the board. If you got money and Raytheon's like, oh shit, we could check 2 boxes, dog,
right?
And then you could just ruin them. They might. They might think you're one of the right color, wrong jersey.
I am the right color and the right jersey, my boy. I would be the most obstructionist motherfucker at those Oh man, I would give them the blues because I have just enough knowledge of corporate law to cause problems.
You just gotta lay low in like one meeting, and just have enough evidence
to just fucking tank it, just go public with it. But the other quarter, we're doing shit. Things and shit. But like 150 M's, we're just things and shit. I'm paying for everybody's house, I'm paying for everybody's car, paying off student loans for everybody. And that's like $3 million, which is crazy. And
Just such a small amount of money in comparison, yeah.
And then like, I mean, I'm seeing every corner of the world. I'm gonna be 500 pounds because I'll have eaten everything, and my feet will only have touched the ground for 6 months out of the last 5 years. I'm gonna have a separate house for sneakers, just a separate house. There's so many things.
I too would like to win several $100 million.
Listen, I'd like to win $20 in a Snickers bar, my boy, but you know, I'll take what I can get. I bought 7 tickets. I did not get one number. Not one number.
Just fucking skunked.
I didn't buy a single ticket.
I bought a ticket because I was like, hey, like, you know, I got $20. Like, I can make that work.
You know what's the dumbest shit? And the human brain is so stupid. The fucking winning lottery numbers came on the TV, and I was like, I saw those numbers, and I was like, those feel like numbers I would have picked. And then I was like, what?
That might be the dumbest shit you've ever said.
But you know what I mean, though? Like, if you
like,
didn't participate, you can always talk yourself into, like, oh, if I would have participated, I would have won. Because there's no risk. So it's like, Those look like numbers I would have picked. It's like, come on.
My boy, like, come on. That might actually be the dumbest shit you've ever said. I could have picked those numbers. Yeah, you could have.
No, those numbers look like numbers that I would have definitely picked.
It's like 13, curse number. I'm always picking that number. 25, date of birth. Always. That's definitely in there.
I will say this. I had the Power or Mega Millions number or whatever. The big one was 14. I had 3 tickets with 15. And I said, I swear to God, it's going to be 14. And, well,
yeah,
that was tough. That was a tough scene, I'll admit. But it wouldn't have changed anything even if I would have had the 14.
Yeah,
because I still would have had.
Yeah, hard to multiply $0 by the Mega Millions multiplier.
I would have got exactly 3 free tickets.
If you get the multiplier, you get a free ticket, yeah.
Yeah.
So at least you would have gotten more tickets to be disappointed. It's funny that if you go into the $1.2 billion and someone wins it, you get the 3 free tickets into like the next one, which is going to start at like 100 mil or something, which of course you
20.
win, you chop
20.
it.
20 mil.
20. Okay. So even if imagine like ultimate beggars choosers, whatever, but imagine trying to win the 1.25 bill and then you get into the 20 and then it gets cut in half and then cut in half and then you have like 4 mil and then you're just mad and you just spend it. Like you buy one big thing just as like you're mad about it.
Yeah,
like, well,
how shitty does it feel to win the jackpot after the big Mega Millions? Yeah.
Yeah.
I as I'm saying how shitty does it feel, I'm still thinking like $4 million would be pretty sick. Like I don't know, dog.
Yeah, $4 million would do a whole lot of good, I'll admit.
But it would be very ironic. It's just like, you know, the person before me got the same odds, like the literal same odds, and picking the same numbers in the same order, but
They won a Billy. I won 4 mil.
I would take 4 mil though. If someone's handing out 4 mil, I'd take it. Just for the record, I want to be on.
Yes.
Yeah. Putting that out there.
My Cash App is Cash the Hammer 7. If you got it laying around, hit me.
Also, yeah, if I win Mega Millions, I'm still doing all the fucking Venmo and Cash App games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can never stop accumulating, baby.
Listen,
You should,
Elon Musk
but-
has told us that. Also, we haven't heard much from Bezos now that the Amazon workers are they're unionizing. I know that he is going to come out with the worst possible statement you've ever heard about him.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot from Bezos either. I mean, honestly, I don't keep
Elon's
tabs
line
on.
low because,
Elon's still shit posting.
Yeah, absolutely shit posting.
He tweeted. What did he tweet? He tweeted something dumb the other day, and I saw it and I got mad. Hold on.
Oh, that thing about telling your Tesla to open its asshole or whatever.
That was not what I was thinking of, but I did see that tweet and I did get mad, so it fit the bill.
I saw that and I was like, shouldn't you be silent?
2 days ago, he tweeted Tesla plus Twitter equals Twizzler.
Kill him.
Okay, so the top response says, well, in that case, and then there's a picture. But the picture has a flag for content warning. So I ask you, boys, should I click the show button?
Should you? No. Are you going to? Have you already?
Oh. It's not funny at all. It's just a bad meme.
Yeah, that's the whole Elon Musk thing. Bad memes that get him fined by the SEC.
So the top, 9 of these are bad memes, and they all have content warnings on them, and it's just a little bit too on the nose. Just a little bit too on the nose.
That guy was gonna buy Twitter. That was gonna be great for everybody, right? All the free speech, right?
People unironically believe that.
Is that deal still technically alive?
No, that deal is
Holy-
dead as hell, and he's going to
Is
pay.
he going to get sued over it big time?
He's already been sued. He's going to pay a hefty fucking penalty.
Because I know he tried to play the bot card as an out.
And
they
it didn't
lied
work.
about the number of users.
And then they
And it
pulled
felt
out the
real
contract and
flimsy.
said, "You waive due diligence."
Not only did he waive due diligence, well, this is my corporate law take. He waived due diligence because he didn't really do anything before the deal was basically
Dumb
in
as
place.
hell.
And on top of that, there was a breakup clause, and in contract law, you're not allowed to have punitive damages, but you are allowed to have liquidated damages, which is basically a punitive damages. So their breakup clause was 1 billy, but really he's probably going to end up paying 6 billy because you're allowed to take 20 to 25% somewhere in there for the breakup, which I understand is not enough, but
it's hilarious because the thing about that is that money is when you have to pay through a suit like that. Obviously, they can't make you pay all of it liquid immediately, but when you're that rich, you don't have nearly that much liquid, as we saw with this fucking Twitter deal.
Yeah.
So having that cloud over your head and not being a corporation that can write that off in a bunch of various ways and kind of disperse it and kind of pay it back to themselves. Because I was going to use this segue. Apparently, it was going to be the boring law episode. So sorry if anyone, but it's just the things that have been in the news have been dumb people getting sued recently. But did you see someone killed a 92-year-old grandmother in Texas, and Comcast now owes $8 billion in damages to the fucking family members of that 92-year-old lady that was probably out the door tomorrow anyway?
hold on.
I promise you I'm not lying. It was not a
No, I
thing.
believe you. Yeah. I'm going to need you to
Someone
send that.
that was a Comcast employee basically killed an old lady. Went to her house for a Comcast call, did something. Next day, went to her house, killed her. Really fucked up, really awful. All of that. Definitely, worthy of a suit. And Comcast should probably be sued because the claim was they didn't vet this employee well enough. It was proven that they had obvious flaws in their vetting process, and they awarded the family. I might have said 8. I think it was $7 billion. It was an insane amount of money. Amount of money that I had to go look up a couple different articles to make sure it wasn't a fucking typo.
Wait, was this from... When was it?
$7 billion.
Send that link.
Please.
Yeah, jury sends
'Cause
message
there's
to
a lot of-
Charter with $7 billion verdict over murder of customer. Charter was
Charter?
gross negligent,
Charter
and it was all
Comcast
punitive
are all
damages. And the
same.
caveat is they can be reduced.
They can, through
I know this is riveting, but it was just like I saw $7 billion, and I was like, this cannot be fucking real. It feels like an unreal number. So much less has been awarded for so much worse. Was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's so fun. But my first thought was like, for a 92-year-old lady.
83.
Okay, whatever, man.
No. I was just I'm reading it, so I saw it. Right
Yeah,
there.
apparently they
Charter who owns
found
Spectrum.
Charter liable for $337 million in compensatory damages, and then also slapped $7 billion in punitive damages.
Which is the punishment part of it. Which means you have to do a separate trial on how liable they are, and they were like buying away liable to this.
$7 billion, dude. If I am 82, kill me. Someone kill me. If my family has the chance of being awarded $1 billion off of murder,
If
send
my
someone to my
family's
house
got
and kill me.
a chance of being awarded $100 million, that's enough.
When I listen,
$1,000.
when I break past 70, I'm just gonna start every day. I'm having someone else come to my house for some sort of service or estimate,
and just
one day.
wave around.
One day,
Just wave around your social security
and
number.
just be as just disrespectful to the. I guess it's tough because then you have to be a dickhead. But like, I'd like someone kill me, please. Like,
I'm begging.
set up the lawyers, everything. Just got the wild cameras in the house.
It is wild. Yeah.
$7 billion. I was like, I mean, anyway, if anyone is interested, it's worthy of looking at, because I was just like, $7 billion. I'm assuming I'm assuming it's going to get reduced or whatever, but still to start at that number, and it's probably just because to like set a record. I haven't read much into it, but they probably had some like insanely gross negligence that led to that. I'm assuming if the judge is going to try and make that kind of
Yeah, they presented
statement.
evidence that said there had been 25,000 thefts and burglaries by Spectrum employees over like the last so many years, and they had done nothing to prevent these from happening.
Yeah. That's so for punitive damages.
Did
You
it
have
turn
to
into a class action ish where it's going to be spread among?
No. So the way it works is like you go to trial, you do your compensatory damages and whatnot, all of the things that you pled in your complaint. You win on those terms. And then there is a second damages trial for punitive damages where like the jury considers every state's a little bit different, but basically the type of conduct it was, how much this has happened, what the punishment would be for, like, is this absence of a mistake, or like, you know, if it happened one time, it's like, damn, one person killed somebody, you can't really punish somebody for that. But if there's 25,000 different, like, crimes that have happened, hey, they're probably going to punish you pretty heavy.
And one more point on top of that, and I don't, you know, we could end after this because I don't want to get too deep into this. But,
I want to talk about Deshaun Watson. Real
okay,
quick.
this is we'll change topics. This is a quote that said there was all these things came out in the 11-day trial, whatever. According to other testimony at the trial, Thomas, who's the deceased, Thomas' family later received a $58 charge for holding service call after the murder, and the bills continued to come up to the point that they were sent to a collection agency over the bill for the service visit that resulted in poor old Barbara Thomas. What's her name?
Betty.
Betty. I'm sorry. I really did think it was Barbara. It's Betty. I was incorrect. But poor old Betty Thomas getting murdered.
That'll be $58 plus
They
taxes
sent her
and
to
fees.
collection.
Plus interest.
Yeah, the Charter
Oh
deserved
my
every
God.
penny of this fucking. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Dude. Like,
Yeah, I'm out on Charter. Yeah, no, that's what you fucking get. That's what you fucking get.
All right, let's get to Deshaun Watson and how everything is bad.
6 games ain't enough. We need to take his life. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. 25 credible allegations plus more, because some people didn't, go public with it.
The judge
The
called
NFL
him a predator in her release and
in
said,
her
"You know what?
opinion.
6 games. It's fine.
Yeah.
This man
There
is
was
a predator.
enough- There was
He
enough
can't see
evidence.
any more non-team masseuses. 6 games. That's totally enough.
There was enough evidence to say he credibly committed sexual assault, and the judge was like 6 games.
If you don't get queasy easily, go look up some of the quotes from some of the
There's an article.
people that came public with allegations.
There's an article written by a New York Times person. I cannot think of. Hold on, I'll look it up because I need to say her name because she did excellent. Reporting.
Jenny Rentas.
Jenny Varentis. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Her.
Um,
Look that article up. It is so good. It is so detailed. She did such a good job of a full timeline of everything that happened, everything everybody has said that has come public with anything.
and she collected 66 accounts.
66
24 went public with suits, but 66 accounts, and that's not nearly the number of total victims.
Right. So, Jenny Varentis, she did an excellent job. You need to read it if if you are able to, because I read it all the way through. I was riveted by it. Mina Kimes also had her on her podcast to talk about these things, so that's also a thing you can go look up. But he is a predator. At least in, I think, 3 of the things Jenny talked about, it was my boy, you cannot do that. Not joking. You cannot do that and be in polite society.
These accounts are truly jarring.
Yeah. And the NFL was just this judge was 6 games.
This quote neutral third party
retired judge and arbiter.
Yeah. Arbiter was 6 games.
decided that 6 games was the appropriate
Adequate
punishment. Less so, mind you, than an injured player last year placing one single bet
on his team
on his team to win. Right?
Yes.
An injured player on his team to win in a situation where he can have no effect on it.
He wasn't with the team. He wasn't practicing whole season. Alvin Kamara is probably going to get 8 games, depending on what that video looks like when it comes out.
Oh, the video's out.
I haven't seen the video.
Oh, the video came out the day after. Yeah, he
mollywopped somebody. I'll admit, he beat the dog shit out of somebody.
Oh, yeah, he's probably going to get 6 to 8 games as well.
But
yeah.
Deshaun Watson, the proposed suspension that was accepted by the NFL Players Association, which I understand that the Players Association is supposed to fight for the players, but fucking shame on them.
Yeah.
And every part of that. 6 games for at least 66 documented accounts. And of course it's we have to technically say alleged, but this is not that's not how this works. I'm sorry.
No.
66 accounts of stories that have a lot of the same interweaving details in how he handled himself and how
if all 66
he handled himself.
If all 66 of these women testified at trial, they would beat every objection.
He settled with the 24 that sued him.
Right.
He settled with all 24 cases.
Yeah, probably with the $230 fucking million that the Browns paid him already.
Oh, and that's the other catch that we forgot to mention, because the Browns signed him to the max fucking supervillain deal. They structured his contract so he only got paid $1 million for this year in anticipation of a suspension. So he's getting suspended for 6 games, so he loses 1/3 of his salary for the year, and he will be losing $333,000 of a $230 million deal. After the Browns knowingly signed him after this all came out and he sat out an entire year.
And the Texans gave him NDAs for these
massage. The Texans supplied him NDAs for these masseuses to
sign after interacting with Deshaun Watson.
Just everyone's got to go to jail.
Again, 6 games isn't enough.
If jails are crowded, take every single person that was a part of any of these organizations while this happened, put them all in jail, and for every spot that you need to free up, take someone that's in there for life. How about that?
Yeah, expunge all the marijuana convictions, Deshaun Watson, and anybody who aided and abetted in his behaviors in and under the jail.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, implore anybody that's still listening to look that up if they so choose and have the stomach. It is jarring information, but it's definitely worth. Again, the author is Jenny Varentis. really really well written, and it's a free article. It's not behind a paywall.
Right.
Nice.
Yes. And she's done an update to it as well. As of, I guess, today when the suspension came out. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.